Growing up, many of us are told things that shape our identity. Sometimes these things are positive affirmations, but often they are negative lies that we start to believe about ourselves, like you're not good enough, you'll never succeed, you're too weak. These lies become chains that hold us back. But what if I told you that these lies are not true? What if I told you that you had the power to break free from these chains and rewrite your entire story? I want to share a powerful story with you. Meet John. John grew up believing he was a failure because of the constant criticism he faced. He carried this belief into his adulthood, affecting his relationships, his career, and his self-worth. John's turning point came when he attended a TED Talk on emotional intelligence. He learned about the power of self-awareness and the importance of challenging negative beliefs. He started to see himself not as a failure, but as someone with potential and worth. John began to practice daily affirmations, surrounding himself with positive influences and taking small steps towards his goals. Over time, he broke free from the lies of his past and embraced a new, empowering narrative. John's story is a testament to the power of belief and the importance of emotional intelligence. If you find yourself trapped by the lies of your past today, friend, remember that you have the power to change your story by challenging those negative beliefs and replacing them with the truth of your potential, the truth of your purpose, the truth of what God says about you. If you change what you're saying, you'll change what you're seeing. If you can rewire the way that you think and feel, you can rebuild your entire life. Have you ever felt like you're stuck in that cycle of self-doubt and past mistakes? Well, today we're breaking those chains and stepping into the freedom and the power that God has destined for us. This isn't just another motivational talk, though. This is a chance to reclaim your life and lead with emotional, mental, and spiritual intelligence. Let's dive in. Chris was always held back by his past mistakes. He believed the lies that he wasn't good enough, that he couldn't change, but one day he decided to confront those lies. He started to replace them with the truth of who he is in Christ. This mental mind shift helped him to break free from his past and step into his true potential. Remember, your past does not define you. Your past does not define you. It's your mindset that will shape your future. So what's the practical tip here? Here are 3 practical steps that you can take today to start this transformation. 1, self-awareness. Reflect on emotions. Take time each day to reflect on your emotional response to various situations. Journaling can be a helpful tool for this. Identify the triggers. Notice what triggers your emotional reactions and why. Remember, emotions are informations, feelings are informations. Understanding these triggers are what's going to help you anticipate and manage your responses. Remember, our response is our responsibility. Seek out feedback. Get honest feedback from friends, families, and colleagues, maybe even coaches like myself that will help you handle your emotions and how you can improve. And then the second is self-regulation. I call it the self-check-in. I like to do this when I walk into a room, I go through a doorway, I let that be the anchor to remind me to take a second, put my hand on my chest, close my eyes, take a deep breath, and ask myself, how are you doing right now, really? Not the Sunday school answer, but really, how are you doing? And then the second thing, it goes a little deeper. Practice mindfulness in meditation. Do the deep breathing, the Wim Hof breathing. Do the stretching to help manage your stress and maintain that emotional harmony. Pause before reacting. When you start feeling those strong emotions, I want you to take a moment to pause, breathe before just reacting. This can help you respond more thoughtfully. And another great example is to set goals, establishing personal goals for managing your emotions, just like you have goals for everything else, such as remaining calm during conflict and expressing yourself assertively without being aggressive. And then the third way is social awareness. We've got to develop empathy. I know it's hard for you men, myself included. Develop empathy. Practice putting yourself in others' shoes. Try to understand their perspectives and feelings, and even if you don't agree with them, Learn drive to understand them. Another way you can do this is observe nonverbal cues. Really pay attention to the body language, the facial expressions, the tone of their voice to better understand how others are feeling. And then another way is to listen actively. Show genuine interest in others by listening actively. Not just to get your point across, but asking questions and validating their feelings. And then 4, relationship management. We've got to communicate effectively. You've got to work on your communication skills, including clear expressions of your thoughts and feelings, that active listening and constructive feedback. We've got to learn to resolve conflicts constructively. Approaching conflict with a problem-solving mentality, mutually beneficial solutions rather than trying to win the argument. I know this is very important in our marriage relationships. It's not important to win or to be right. It's important to mutually benefit and understand that we are on the same team here. And then 5, what's the motivation? Setting personal goals, defining clear, meaningful goals that align with your values, passions, and what your purpose is. You got to stay positive. Cultivate a positive outlook by focusing on your strengths and achievements. Practice gratitude and look for the silver lining in all the challenging situations. Again, motivation isn't just a magic pill, and it takes self-motivating techniques like visualizing, affirmations, and breaking tasks into smaller, manageable steps to really stay focused and motivated in these areas. Continuous learning in this is vital. Like, we are forever learning, because if we stop learning, we're dying. I don't know about you, but I've got a lot more of a legacy to lead. So it's important for us to go to workshops, read books, and get one-on-one coaching and group coaching support in this to really thrive. Which this brings me to sharing this unique opportunity just for you watching right now. In the description of this video or in this audio, if you're listening to the audio, you will find the calendar to directly book a Zoom call with me so that we can really tackle this and help you develop in this area. By implementing these strategies, you can develop greater emotional intelligence, leading to improved relationships, better mental well-being, and enhanced professional success. We can even look at the Bible. The Bible provides numerous examples of emotional intelligence, showcasing individuals who demonstrate self-awareness, self-regulation, empathy, and social skills. Here are a few, 5 notable examples. First, we have Joseph. You see, in Genesis 45, Joseph reveals his identity to his brothers, those same brothers who sold him into slavery. And instead of seeking revenge, he forgives them and shows them understanding and empathy for their actions, recognizing God's greater plan. And then number 2, David. In 1 Samuel 24, David has the opportunity to kill Saul, who is pursuing him out of jealousy. Yet David chooses to spare Saul's life, showing self-control and respect for Saul's position as the Lord's anointed king. And then 3, we have Nehemiah. In the book of Nehemiah, Nehemiah shows empathy and concern for people of Jerusalem when he hears about their suffering. He takes action to rebuild the city's walls, demonstrating leadership and social awareness. And then 4, we have none other than Jesus himself. Throughout the Gospels, you see time and time again, Jesus consistently shows emotional intelligence. For example, John 11:35, Jesus weeps at the tomb of Lazarus, showing deep empathy and compassion for the mourning of family and friends. Additionally, in Luke 19:41 through 44, Jesus weeps over Jerusalem, showing his deep concern for the city's future. And then finally, we have the 5th person, Paul. In Acts 16, Paul and Silas are imprisoned, yet they sing hymns, they worship and praise, showing remarkable self-regulation and faith despite their situations. And then later, Paul prevents the jailer from committing suicide, showing empathy and care for his well-being. These examples illustrate how biblical figures used emotional intelligence to navigate the complex situations, building relationships, and leading others effectively. So why is there such an attack on men to be less in tune with their emotions, less emotionally intelligent? I believe it's because our enemy knows that if he can take out our ability to self-regulate and have self-awareness and empathy, then he can take out our families and our legacy. The best way to build a lasting legacy that honors God and glorifies him is to do the inner work. Do the self-work. Go in and heal from those traumas to become the man that you've been created to be. And if you agree with this, share this video right now with a brother that needs this encouraging reminder. Finally, I want to talk about spiritual intelligence. I met a man named Michael who was struggling to find purpose in his life. He was doing everything right, but felt like something was missing. It wasn't until he deepened his relationship with God that he found true fulfillment. By prioritizing his spiritual growth, he became a better leader, husband, father. Spiritual intelligence is about aligning your life with God's purpose and will for you, and leading from a place of faith and conviction. Remember, you have the power to lead with emotional, mental, spiritual intelligence. It's time to break free from the past and step into the greatness that God has for you. If you found this video helpful, share your own story in the comments below, whether it's a similar experience, a different perspective, or just something you want to share. I read every comment and I can't wait to see and hear more of your story. And as always, I love you, friend. I'm praying for you. Now let's go live better than best we conquer this week.